Thank you, James. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jorge González, and I'm here today because I want to share with you the success story that my company, Minsait, together with PFUE, delivered in Deutsche Bank in Spain a couple of years ago. Actually, this project took place almost 10 years ago. But first of all, I would like to thank you all for being here, for attending my presentation. And I know that I'm the one holding you from the coffee break, so I will try to keep it short. Before jumping into the details of the project that we will deliver for Deutsche Bank, I would like to give you a little more context about which my company is, what we do. After that, yes, I will talk about the details of the success story that we deliver for Deutsche Bank. And I would like to close with what in Minsait think are the opportunities that artificial intelligence bring regarding the automation of documental processes. So let's get started. Who are we? You may recall that when I started talking, I said that my company was Minsait, but you may have seen some references to Indra in the cover in the first slide. That is because Indra is formed by two different affiliates. The first one is Transport and Defense, which is focused on three very specific sectors: air traffic, transport, and defense and security. And then, on the other hand, we have a second affiliate, which is Minsait. And here we are experts on providing and delivering IT, technological products and services to customers of all sectors, such as financial services, public administration, health, pharma, retail, etc. In my case, I work for Minsait. I'm part of the artificial intelligence area in Minsait. And specifically, I'm leading a team which is focused on the automation of documental processes. So what did we do before that, in order for you to have a deeper understanding of the size of Indra and Minsait, I've brought you some figures which are from year 2022. As you can see here, we obtained a revenue during that year of almost 4,000 million euros. 60% of that amount was generated by Minsait. And that year, we reached the quantity of almost 60,000 employees all around the world, 75% of them belonging to Minsait. And it is important to emphasize that we are the first IT consultancy firm in Spain and Latin America, but we also have presence all around the world. We have subsidiaries in a lot of regions, a lot of countries, such as the Philippines, Australia, China, also in Norway, Germany, Morocco, Tunisia. So although we are experts, we are the first firm in Spain and Latin America, we also have experience and capabilities in order to provide solutions all around the world. So talking about this success case that we delivered for Deutsche Bank, 10 years ago, Deutsche Bank detected and realized that they had a huge pain point in one of their documental processes. This documental process consisted on the end customer going to the branch office and providing the paper documents that they wanted to share with Deutsche Bank. In the branch offices, these paper documents were scanned and the digital files were later on sent to a back office team in order for them to review the documentation. The pain point that Deutsche Bank realized they had was that the back office team was struggling when reviewing all this documentation. And here is where PFUE and Minsait came into the picture. We execute an assessment of the process and we realized that the different branch offices were using different scanning devices. That meant that the quality of the output documents were not the same. We also detected that some branch offices were generating image PDF files, some others were generating PDF files with text layer in them, some other image files. So it was a mess. Some branch offices were generating all the documentation in one file, other branch offices generating one file per document. So that's why the back office team was struggling when processing and reviewing all this documentation. So in order to help Deutsche Bank solving this issue, we designed and deployed a solution which had two parts. The first part was providing the physical scanners. As I said, the different branch offices were using different models, different scanners, and that was a problem. So we decided to deploy this network scanner, which presented a touch screen. This was model N7100, and we decided to deliver this model of a scanner because it presented a feature that was very, very important for us, and that it is highly reliable. As part of the project, we had to provide a service of maintaining these scanners, and these scanners were located in all the branch offices of Deutsche Bank all around the world, so they were spread all around the country. In case these scanners were proven to be faulty, they presented a lot of issues. That was going to be a very huge problem for us because we will have had to expend a lot of money, a lot of time trying to fix them. So that's why we decided to provide this model of a scanner. Apart from that, this model of a scanner presented other features which were very, very important. With this scanner, we could generate PDF with a text layer in them. They were also easily integrated with Active Directory and smart card readers, and that is something that I will talk about later. And they also allow document signing, form processing, barcode recognition, and at last but not least, they also were very easily integrated with any documental management system. So this was the first part of the solution that we delivered in order to solve the pain point that Deutsche Bank had. The second part of the solution consisted on a piece of software, actually two pieces of software. The first one was called InScan, and it was an application that was embedded in the scanner itself. The objective of this application was to standardize the scanning process. In order to do so, we developed this application which aimed to guide the user through the scanning process. So we made sure that the output, the digital files that were being generated were always the same and with the quality that we wanted them to have. Apart from that, we also implemented some features in this application, such as elimination of blank pages, reduction of noise, correcting the orientation of pages which were not correctly oriented, etc., etc. Then we developed a second piece of software, which we call iDeploy. iDeploy was not installed in the scanners, but in a remote server. The objective of this application, of this software, was to control the version that in the different scanners InScan had. So every time one scanner connected to the server, iDeploy made sure that the version of InScan was the latest in order to make sure that this version of the application included all the functionalities, all the features that we wanted them to have. And the second objective of iDeploy, which was very important for Deutsche Bank, was to gather information regarding the number of documents that were being scanned and which user was scanning them. This was very important for Deutsche Bank because they wanted to statistically exploit this information. So long story short, in order to solve the problem that Deutsche Bank had in the back office stage of one of their documental processes, we attacked the root cause of the issue, which was not in the back office. It was in the front office, in the scanning process. And before letting you go, I would like to share with you, as I said, the opportunities that we think that artificial intelligence brings us in terms of automating documental processes. Based on Minsait understanding, we think that there have been 3 different automation waves. The first one is pretty basic and consisted on basically transforming a paper document, a physical document, into a digital file. This was done being supported by some technologies that at that point were quite disruptive, OCR, today they are not. Then we face a second wave of automation. Here the objective was to reduce the need of human intervention in the documental process, and in order to do so, again, we used some technologies that were innovative at that moment, such as RPA. And with that, we were able to reduce the need of human intervention in the documental process. However, there were still some need of this manual intervention. That is what we call human in the loop. And now we think we are living the third wave of automation with the introduction of artificial intelligence technologies. These artificial intelligence technologies can help us improving the automation ratio of these documental processes. And in order to show you how this can be done, I have brought two examples of two stages of the documental process where AI technologies can be used. The first one is related to the image enhancement. Deutsche Bank didn't have this problem because they were controlling the scanning process. They could control and they could generate the digital files with the quality, with the format that they wanted them to have. But in some cases, based on our experience, some customers approach us and they show their use cases, and we saw that in some occasions the origin of the digital files is not controlled because it's the final customer who is scanning them, or it is coming from a third party, whatever. So it's not always possible to control how the images are generated. So by using these kind of technologies, AI technologies, we can improve those digital files in order for later on in the process automate some stages of the process. So the technologies that we can use here: computer vision, machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, etc., etc. And the second example that I brought, it is related to the classification and extraction. You may know better than me that some years ago, when we wanted to classify a document or to extract some information from them, we had to rely on some strategies, some approaches, such as regular expressions, keywords, layouts, rules, patterns, and that worked. That worked for structured and semi-structured documents, but we were struggling when we wanted to classify or extract information from an unstructured document. And here is where some technologies such as NLP, natural language processing, can help us. By understanding the content and the context of the document, we are able to predict which is the document type that best fits to the document that we are handling, and also to obtain the key information that we want to obtain from the document. And I think that I stuck to my promise. I didn't make it long. But once again, I want to emphasize that I'm very thankful for you all being here. And yeah, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Jorge. Are you happy for questions? Any questions for Jorge after that presentation? Here we go. Excellent. We like questions.
I would like to know, do you think that natural language processing and large language models will replace all the other approaches to document information extraction?
I don't think it will replace it, depending on the use case. For instance, in Minsait, we have a huge team composed by experts, and depending on the use case of how the documental process needs to be defined, we could use one technology or the other. So in some cases, NLP will be necessary, but on other cases, some more basic, let's say so, technologies can be applied.
Marvelous. Thank you very much.
Thank you, James.
Excellent.